The main character of this film has the Confederate flag on most of his outfits. Some people might object to this, but in this case, it works. It immediately makes it clear to the audience what he is: a loser. Welcome to Exploitation Reviews, and me, Rob, and today I'm taking a look at The Party Animal from 1984. There are many 80s teen comedies. This is one. It's, well, some people love it, some people hate it. I'm kind of in that second camp. Let's see where you fall. We open on a big river. We hear some thunder, and this nice-looking woman looks down on this guy in the back of a truck. That's our main guy, Pondo Sinatra. A narrator who was the janitor at the university tells us that our main guy here only wanted one thing. This is an 80s teen comedy, so I bet you can guess what that one thing is.
All those girls.
Yep, but he had very bad luck with the ladies. And then another narrator tells us that he became our main guy's best friend. Oh, I get it now. This is a kind of pseudo-documentary. That's kind of a fun twist on this, I guess. And apparently, Pondo is famous. But he wasn't always famous. He used to be a geek destined to die a virgin. And then, again, there's thunder and this blonde woman. Not sure what's going on with her yet. Well, after failing to convince one gal to visit paradise by the dashboard lights, Pondo goes to a strip club. But the dancers are men.
Man has to have a little bit of variety.
No, I do not need that kind of variety.
I do not care for hunky boys.
Regardless, we'll have to skip past this part. Don't worry, later there will be stuff I skip past you'll want to see.
Now I just work here.
By the way, did you know there's a Patreon? Head over there, and for $3 you can watch Patreon versions of these reviews. There are over 150 there now. The link is in the description. Pondo's friend gives him some advice about creating a romantic environment, so Pondo invites another lady out to a picnic. His friend helps him in that Cyrano de Bergerac kind of way. The movie takes a break from its plot to have a music video about this mysterious girl we've seen a few times. But the music is pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. Pondo gets some advice from the janitor we met earlier, which inspires him to go to a party. He tries his best to fit in.
Brothers, where be the dames tonight? Don't want to go home on 3 legs? Hey, now that's what I'm talking about.
Ouch, somehow this is even more painful to watch than Soul Man. And then we get the best scene in the movie. Pondo dresses as a lady. It's an 80s movie. That had to happen eventually. And he convinces a group of much better looking ladies to play a certain kind of card game.
Take your clothes off.
Yeah, that kind. We're gonna skip past all that. So Pondo goes to the wrong store and gets turned into a Quasimodo-inspired crusty punk. And again, we hear thunder and see that blonde woman, and then later, even Pondo notices that she's been around a lot.
Who is that?
Trouble.
Sees that girl everywhere I go. I even started dreaming about her.
But this movie isn't interested in plot, so on to the next gag. And then the next gag, which I'll have to skip because it takes place in a place that sells toys.
What's wrong with that?
Well, these toys are action figures. It's too bad, though. This is one of the better scenes in the movie. The two guys running the shop have a discussion about nuclear weapons as a deterrent strategy. One of them does an impersonation of Brando's On the Waterfront character, and we get some decent physical comedy from Pondo. Alas, there are a lot of action figures in the scene, so...
You get nothing!
Eventually, the movie will catch up to the beginning. Remember how this was a pseudo-documentary of sorts, and in the present time, Pondo is famous? Right. Well, he gets to work on this chemistry experiment, which will make him famous. His invention does run into a few snags along the way, of course. And there is a little twist related to what exactly made him famous, but I'll save that one for you. Let's talk some highlights. Well, the movie does have one legitimately great highlight, and that's the soundtrack. There are a number of punk, ska, and new wave tunes here by some well-known bands, including the Buzzcocks, the Fleshtones, and, depending on your region, REM. And the Buzzcocks song, Why Can't I Touch It, really is perfect for a movie like this. If you listen to the lyrics, it's not about what it sounds like it's about, but that doesn't matter when the chorus kicks in. Beyond that, while I generally hate this kind of brain-dead, improvisational, often prop-based comedy, there were a few moments here that even I found to be really funny.
Okay. Dudley, I'm sorry.
Hey, it's all right, man.
If your comedy tastes are more in line with what this movie is up to, you'll find far more funny moments than I did. For me, they were few and very far between. I spent most of the movie waiting for the next needle drop, because this movie, like a woman at the pointy end of the Moby M5, has some shortcomings. Whew, well, where to start with this one? Well, the comedy is a matter of taste. I hated most of it, but some might think it's brilliant. That being said, there was one pretty racist joke that was in bad taste in the 80s and is really gross by modern standards.
What is an aphrodisiac?
The word aphrodisiac comes from the African root afro, meaning large penis.
Ugh.
I didn't think it was possible to discuss you.
But, comedy aside, this movie is a mess. Many 80s teen comedies had very little in the way of plot beyond let's all find girlfriends. And this has nothing beyond that either. But most 80s or even 90s comedies of this sort had some connective tissue between the attempts so that they still felt like movies. There's none of that here. This movie feels more like a clip show with nothing but some musical interludes separating Pondo's attempts. And a further problem here is that nearly none of the women have characterizations. There's the actor, but that's about it. The rest are just targets and attempts. That's pretty boring. I mean, compare that to Revenge of the Nerds, where some of the girls were bullies and then became targets of revenge, or something like American Pie, where we've got the band geek who's way more experienced than we expect, or the best friend who gives good relationship advice wrapped in sarcasm, and so on. They all had personalities. None of that here. And because there's no narrative and there are no interesting characters, the movie is a chore to get through, despite coming in at under 80 minutes. Oh, and that pseudo-documentary thing, they never really do much with that, and seem to forget they were even doing that at all for most of the film's runtime. Also, that mysterious woman who appears throughout, yeah, that storyline goes nowhere. Apparently there was an early version of the film where Pondo makes a kind of Faustian bargain.
Women hate me.
It's ridiculous.
I'd sell my soul for...
Don't say that.
And that woman was supposed to be a kind of Mephistopheles character, but that version of the film didn't survive the reshoots and re-editing. Like I said, the film's a mess, and there are barely enough exploitation elements to make the cleanup worth it.